Today we're going to discuss what would happen after the mission Bury the Hatchet in GTA 5 if the Triads never appeared during Michael and Trevor's argument. Now, real quick to preface this won't be a what if Michael killed Trevor or what if Trevor killed Michael, because I actually did both of those a while ago, so I'll just leave those two videos in the description if you're interested. But let's get down to business. So Michael and Trevor are having their standoff at the cemetery when Trevor, in frustration because he can't get himself to shoot Michael, throws his gun in Michael's face, after which Michael fires a couple of shots, missing Trevor, but Trevor would still, just like in the original, sabotage Michael's car, and just like in the original, Michael makes it to his car, but it won't start, meaning that he now has to run for the airport and catch a plane, which would go off pretty smooth. With the Chinese never showing up, this results in both of them, of course, making it back to Los Santos, which wouldn't affect the Pac-Man mission at all. However, the mission Fresh Meat would never happen, of course, but just like the original, Michael would be extremely paranoid, thinking that Trevor would go after him at any moment, which would manifest itself with Michael constantly having nightmares of Trevor going after him and whatnot. But everything from here on would pretty much remain the same all the way up until the pretty much last mission or the last couple missions of the game. So Michael would still reunite with his family, work for Solomon Richards, Trevor would still save him in the wrap-up mission, and Michael would still have problems with Devin Weston, and the crew would still of course do the FIB raid as well as the big one. Now you might be tweaking right now, screaming at your screen like, what the fuck is this shit? The story didn't change at all. I get that, but calm down, okay? We'll get to that. But before we get to that, I want to ask you for a quick favor, and that's to subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video. We're trying to get to 2,000 subs. Check out my second channel. That's where the Kingdom Hearts content is nowadays, and also check out my channel memberships. And you're right, not much changes, at least until the final mission. See, when the crew are outside the foundry, they're talking about Devin West and Steve Haynes and all those guys, no one would even consider or think about the Triads, or no one would suggest getting rid of those guys. Michael and Franklin don't because, well, they don't even know about Trevor's conflict with them, or they don't even know about the Triads' existence in the first place, so they wouldn't suggest getting rid of them, of course. And Trevor, well, he wouldn't also suggest anything because the last interaction that he had with them in this reality was back when he beat up Tao Cheng at the beginning of the game during the mission Crystal Maze, so he had at this point all but forgotten about the Triads and his conflict with them. He thought that they just give up, which would turn out to be a big fat mistake, because the Triads not showing up does not mean that they still won't be pissed at Trevor and that they won't try to get him. And the third way mission would in this reality happen with Michael taking care of Stretch, Franklin taking care of Steve Haynes, and Trevor taking care of Devin Weston. But that would not be the final mission of the game, and although it would seem like the story was over after the mission, instead of Trevor you would be spawned in as Franklin on his bike, just like after the big one. And upon switching to Trevor for the first time, we'd see a cutscene play of him in his trailer. Maybe he's, I don't know, getting high on his own product or whatever. But at this point, the Chinese hitmen who have been watching Trevor for some time would just burst into his trailer while he's all alone, and the final mission would just be you as Trevor trying to fight off the Chinese mafia. And after a brief shootout, the final scene of the game would feature Trevor getting surrounded and shot at by 20 to 30 Chinese gangsters, of course concluding the game's story with Trevor being dead in his own home. And with that said, I want to thank you for watching this brief GTA 5 What If. Leave your thoughts and opinions on this topic or on this what if in the comments down below. Always love to read them and reply to them, and make sure to suggest some what ifs down in the comments that you'd like to see. But please note, make sure to suggest some what ifs that actually have an effect on the story, because most of the what ifs that I actually saw suggested by you guys over the last few months didn't really have a major effect on the story. So maybe just think about what kind of what if you want to suggest, and maybe I do your idea, maybe I don't, who knows. But I also want to say at the end of this video that this idea was suggested by a viewer, and I forgot your name, but I will put a picture of your comment on the screen right now, and that is basically it. Thank you for suggesting this, and until next video stream, bye bye.